Alright, so in this video, I'm about to teach you the one thing that helped me get leaner, gain muscle, and transform my physique looking like this to this. Alright, so that one thing that actually helped me transform my physique, it's gonna piss a lot of you guys off, but it's tracking my calories. Okay, I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, I don't want to track my calories, you know, it's so annoying, I don't want to weigh out my food. Okay, then stay out of shape, you know. Like, most people will not track the calories, I understand, but the truth is you cannot listen to most people, because most people, they're either too skinny, too fat, or they're out of shape. So like, yeah, do what you want. The truth is, if you guys want to do something that others are not, so in this case you guys want to be in shape but others are not in shape, you gotta be willing to do what others are not willing to do. So like, in this case, others are not willing to track the calories, but for you, since you want to get in shape, you have to track your calories. So yeah, don't use the excuse that, oh, you know, you don't want to track your calories, or you're not having time to. Trust me, it doesn't really take that long to just weigh out your food and just log it into your calorie, like your tracking app. It really only takes like 5 minutes max per day. If you do that for like lunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, that's like only 20 minutes of your day. You guys have 24 hours in a day. It only takes around 20 minutes of your day to track your calories. So yeah, it shouldn't be an excuse to why you guys do not track your calories. So let's talk about why it's so important to track your calories. So basically, you gotta track your calories depending on your goals. So it really depends on whether your goal is to like gain muscle, lose fat, gain weight, or lose weight. You gotta track your calories according to your goals. And the thing is, the reason why it's so important to track your calories is, if you do intuitive eating, where you don't track your calories, you don't track your calories, you just eat whatever, you guesstimate, you just estimate the calories or whatever, you're not gonna make huge changes to your physique, because you're not gonna know how many calories you took in that day and whether that led you to be in a calorie surplus or a calorie deficit, depending on your goals. So as you guys should know, if you guys want to gain weight or gain muscle, you have to be in a calorie surplus, where you eat more calories than you burn. And if you guys want to lose weight or lose fat, you guys have to be in a calorie deficit, where you you burn more calories than you eat. So yeah, by tracking your calories, it's going to be really easy for you guys to monitor whether you guys are going to be in a calorie deficit, calorie surplus, or you're maintaining, or you're eating around maintenance. And that's what's actually going to get you the results. Alright, so let's just use an analogy here, yeah, in terms of finance. So say for example, you're saving up money for an iPhone or something, yeah? Isn't it common sense that you guys are going to track your expenses? Like, you're going to track how much money is coming in, your income, as well as how much money is going out, your expenses. Same thing with tracking your calories. You need to be tracking your calories to ensure that you're getting in the right amount of calories in order to best suit your goals. And the thing is, if you guys want to do intuitive eating, that can work for you as a beginner, but as you get more advanced, it's going to be really, really hard for you guys to progress in your physique. The truth is, if you guys want to be in a calorie, say for example, yeah, I'll just give you an example. Say for example, you guys are trying to gain muscle, like gain weight, and you want to be in a calorie surplus, yeah? The truth is, you only need to be in a 200 to 300 calorie surplus in order to gain muscle. And if you do intuitive eating, most likely you're gonna exceed that 200 300 calorie surplus, and you're gonna exceed it so much that you're gonna end up gaining extra body fat. That's why it's so important to track your calories, to make sure you're not excessively overeating if you're trying to gain muscle when you're in a calorie surplus, or you're not excessively under eating, whether you're trying to lose fat in a calorie deficit. Because if you overeat your calories in a calorie surplus, as I said, you're just gonna gain fat. And if you undereat when you're in a calorie deficit, you're gonna end up losing muscle. So yeah, see, these small changes within your calories are what's going to make the biggest changes to your physique. That's why it's so important that you guys find out the right amount of calories and you stick to that for, you know, a consistent period of time, just to see what works for you. Alright, so in order to track your calories, if you guys don't know what your calories are, first of all, this is exactly how you do it. You go to a TDEE calculator on Google. You enter in all your details, such as, you know, your height, your weight, your activity levels. Yeah, that's about it. You enter in like all your details, and then it'll give you a number, and that number is your maintenance. So that number is what you need to do in order to maintain your weight. So you guys can adjust that number depending on your goals. So say for example, you're trying to lose weight or lose fat, you decrease that number by 200 to 300 in order to be in a calorie deficit. Or if you got, on the other hand, if you guys are trying to gain muscle or gain weight, you guys increase that by 200 or 300. So say for example, your maintenance is around 2,500 calories. So if you want to be in deficit, eat at around 2,200 or 2,300 calories. Or on the other hand, if you guys want to be in a calorie surplus, don't eat more than like what, 2,700, 2,800 calories max. So this is actually a mistake that I did when I first started my fitness journey, that I didn't track my calories. So basically I would do intuitive eating, so eat, you know, as much as I can, as long as I gain, you know, weight, muscle. And what that led me to do, I actually gained quite a bit of fat, because the thing is, I was eating, I didn't know what my like calories were, you know, I was just eating whatever I wanted. To be honest, I was in a massive calorie surplus, but that shouldn't have been the case. I should only have been in a small calorie surplus, but I didn't know that before because I wasn't tracking my calories. As soon as I started tracking my calories, I understood that, oh, you know, I was eating way too much. I wasn't supposed to be eating that amount of food in order to gain, you know, weight and muscle. I should have been only eating in a 200 to 300 calorie surplus, but I think I was eating around 500 calorie surplus. Yeah, and that really like messed up my physique. You know, I got love handles and all that. I gained excess body fat around my face, and that should not have been the case. But I didn't know that because, you know, I wasn't tracking my calories. That's why I tell you guys it's so important. That's why I'm telling you guys, like, it's so important to track your calories, so you guys actually know, like, you know, how much calories you're putting into your body, so you don't exceed the limit. You don't exceed the limit when you're in a calorie surplus or deficit, which is gonna lead you to gaining excess fat or maybe even losing excess muscle. Now, another thing that I want to mention, another reason why tracking calories is so important, because two different guys, yeah, one 60 kilos, one 80 kilos, their calorie intakes are completely different. Because the truth is, bulking calories for someone might be cutting calories for someone else. Vice versa, cutting calories for someone might be bulking calories for someone else. Say for example, yeah, the 60 kilo guy, his bulking calories might be 2,400, but for the 80 kilo guy, that might be his maintenance calories. So what I'm saying, maintenance calories, or it might even be his cutting calories, depending on the person. So that's why I'm saying, like, you do not follow other people when it comes to their calories. Like, if someone is eating 3,000 calories, doesn't mean you should eat 3,000 calories as well, you know. They're probably eating 3,000 calories to cut down, but if you try to eat 3,000 calories, you're gonna probably gain excess fat. So yeah, find out your own calorie maintenance by, as I said, going onto a calorie calculator, by entering in all your details, such as, you know, your height, your weight, activity levels, and then you guys will be able to know, you know, how much calories is, you know, suitable for you guys. Alright, so the next thing you guys need to know about tracking calories, okay, this is a big misconception that a lot of beginners have, and it's a big mistake that a lot of beginners make. It's thinking that all calories are the same. Okay, so 500 calories of chicken and rice is not the same as 500 calories of donut. The chicken and rice is gonna help you, you know, it's a high quality source of carbohydrates and protein. The chicken and rice is gonna help you build more muscle, because, you know, it's gonna help you perform in the gym because of the quality carbohydrates in the what do you call it, in the rice. And the quality protein in the chicken breast, it's what's going to help you recover in the gym, you know, and help your muscles grow, because you know protein is the most important macronutrient when it comes to growing muscle. Whilst on the other hand, 500 calories if you guys eat 500 calories of donuts, that's just empty calories, you know. You're not gonna get that much, you're not gonna get like almost any benefits from eating 500 calories of donuts, because as I said, just empty calories and it's just sugar. Like most likely if you eat the 500 calories of donuts, like it's just pure sugar, you know. Sugar is not gonna help you with anything. It's not gonna help you perform in the gym. It's not gonna help you lose fat, because you know the thing is, as I said, sugar, like if you guys know that sugar is a it's like people compare sugar to a drug because it's so addictive. The thing is, if you eat the donut, you're still gonna feel you're not gonna feel satiated, you know. You're gonna keep on wanting to eat more and more and more, and that's just gonna increase your calories, and that's gonna eventually lead you to, you know, gaining more fat instead of losing fat. And it's also not gonna help you build quality muscle, because think about it, donut has absolutely no protein. So like, yeah, if something has no protein, how is that going to help you, you know, build more muscle? So yeah, even though calories in versus calories out does work, it's not only about, you know, how much calories you're consuming, it's about the type of food you're consuming as well. So yeah, as I said, 500 calories of chicken breast, it's not the same as 500 calories of donuts. So my tip for you guys is to eat mostly whole foods. So 80% of your diet should consist of whole foods, such as, you know, potatoes, eggs, chicken, rice, steak, vegetables, and then the other 20% you guys can enjoy yourself here and there, you know. You guys can go out for some pizzas, burgers, donuts, but yeah, just make sure that most of your calories are coming from nutritious whole foods, so you guys, you know, are able to like perform in the gym, and that's going to help you build more muscle and lose more fat. So yeah, if you guys haven't started tracking your calories, what I recommend you guys to do is just start tracking from today, you know. It's really easy. So okay, another thing I forgot to talk to you guys about is the tracking apps. So there's a whole bunch of tracking apps out there, but the ones that I use, it's a tracking app called Nutrionix. I'll try to put it in the description below, but yeah, that's just the tracking app I use. And there's another one that it's you obviously heard of it, it's called MyFitnessPal. But yeah, I just prefer Nutrionix, but you guys can, you know, use whatever you want. Just, you know, find out what's suitable for you. And the thing about tracking your calories is, yeah, it's gonna be hard at first, but as you guys get used to it, it's gonna be so much more easier. Like say for example, like, you know, you're not gonna, it's gonna get to a point where tracking your calories is gonna be so easy, because you know you're already gonna know how much macros, how much, like, you know, how much calories and macros different foods have. So say for example, I already know that one drumstick has around 167 calories and 22 grams of protein. I know that, you know, chicken breast, 100 grams of chicken breast has around 31 grams of protein. Like 100 grams of beef has around 26 grams of protein. Yeah, so as I was saying, it is hard to track your calories at first, but as you guys keep on doing it, you know, consistency is key. As you guys keep on consistently tracking your calories, it's gonna get much easier, and yeah, your physique is gonna change as well, you know. So yeah, that's all you guys need to know. Make sure you track your calories, because that's really what's going to take your physique to the next level. Alright, so that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys found some value. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until next time, peace out.